Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Putri Siregar from English Department, University of Sumatera Utara. This time, I will explain about two aspects in cross-culture between Indonesian culture and Japanese culture.
First, the concept of time. Indonesians are generally quite flexible when it comes to meeting deadlines, showing up at appointments. The cultural phenomenon of arriving late for an appointment is called jam karet or rubber clock. That's a part of the game when living in Indonesia. Even people can't show up at all. Usually, a small excuse is used to explain the situation. For example, in the bigger cities of Indonesia, a late arrival is often blamed on the traffic congestion, whether true or not. So, rubber clock implies that the hour or minute hand on the clock can be twisted and manipulated. So, anytime you arrive is always correct. Being late has become so prevalent to the extent that a unique term has been created to justify it. On the other hand, Japanese have a keen sense of the unfolding or unwrapping of time. The meticulous and resolute manner is the Japanese segment time. The Japanese are more concerned not with how long something takes to happen, but with how time is divided up in the interest of properness, cortege, and tradition. For instance, in most Japanese social gatherings, there are various phases and layers marked beginnings and endings for retirement parties, weddings, parent-teacher association meetings, and so on. So, from all of the meetings in Japan must experience an unfolding or unwrapping of the significant phases of the event. It has to do with action indirectness, but in Japan it also involves love of compartmentalization of procedure, tradition, and the beauty of ritual. To summarize, when dealing with the Japanese, you can assume that they will be generous in their allocation of time to you or your particular transaction. In return, you are advised to try to do the right thing at the right time. In Japan, form and symbols are more important than content. And the last but not least, decision making. In Indonesia, people make decisions through a process of cooperative decision making that has been agreed upon by all participants in order to solve an issue. Deliberations are conducted with common reason and in accordance with a noble conscience in order to reach a mutually accountable decision, while consensus is something that has been approved as a result of deliberation based on an unity of opinion. If there is no consensus after consideration, the decision-making mechanism based on majority of votes will be used. On the other hand, Ringiseido is a traditional Japanese decision-making approach that involves passing a paper including an explanation of the problem and recommended remedies from lower management to the top and requesting permission from each other. For example, every decision in a Japanese firm may be made in long time since the company's decisions are made fundamentally according to the position. This system is used to make judgments and decisions are subjective to extensive examination and discussion. They will profit from creating this culture even if it takes a long period because structural decision will increase the accuracy of decisions.
Okay, I think that's it. Sorry for my mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.